Strength through will is how we can reverse the perversion of values that have been instilled in you, in me, and all our brethren, insidiously through generations of ancestral oppression. Though it stood with as much superhuman endurance as anyone could, it left a deep impression. Invisible scars that have caused us to devolve into a state of unconsciousness so malignant, we've nearly forgotten we're not a problem to be solved. We always been the solution they seek to dissolve, with the illusion of ties that bind us to a system that blinds, of most vicious design, which is to free no man. Only together, through sharing of wisdom, can we heal the wounds of division, forever sealing that evil incision, and finally deprogram.
It's like you in a lose-lose. You could pay. If they want you, they gonna find a way to get you, in a sense.
Get you, yeah, basically, yeah.
So
98% conviction rate.
You said 98?
98, yeah. Has been like that for some time.
That's crazy.
I mean, they got all of the resources.
And it is the United States.
That states against you. Yeah.
So how did you, what was your thought? We ain't gonna talk about the prison aspect because we done covered that. What was your thoughts when you actually seen the United States versus you? What was your thought process on that? Because I feel like that would be hard for a person to process.
Well, at 21 and at that time and not really knowing the law, I mean, I knew because of the, being on the news, I knew it was serious, of course, but I just didn't understand right then, the magnitude of United States against you, because I didn't understand conspiracy at first, my first, I say some of the first books, I was learning also when I started going to the library is just learning the language, Black Law Dictionary, just to understand.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Understand the language, understand the terminology, and they get us every time on language. Not knowing the language, you won't know, you won't, what's going on. So.
And how do you feel about the United States? Because we are taught that the United States is a country.
Yeah.
But on paper, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, on paper, it's a business.
Business, corporation, yeah.
So why do you think the narrative is pushed that it's a country instead of us really looking at it as a business?
That's a good question. I think that we will first have to do some definitions. What is a country and what is a business? And how does a country really operate and how does business operate? What are the end objectives of a country versus the objectives of a business? If objectives of a business is to make profit, and then let's compare that to the objectives of a country. So I'm going to look that up.
And it's very interesting. We don't never really hear about, and think about this, we don't never really hear about the objectives of a country. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Because even with the objectives that they push of a country, quote unquote America, they pushing a business objective.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. What is that business?
Cause I'm gonna give you something, and you tell me
Okay.
if you done heard of it before. Okay.
Okay.
In the business of America, once we are born, we our mothers and our fathers have quote unquote legal rights over us, or legal. This is how they look at it.
Yeah.
Once your mother signs your birth certificate, and a lot of people don't know this, she's really signing you away to the state that you were born in.
Mm.
And once you turn 18, I don't know if they changed it since then, but they used to put your name in the paper for you to be claimed.
Mm.
And I'm gonna show you how they do it. That's why once your mother signed, because her signature is it's like a wheel. It's like in the womb, it's like cargo. The baby is considered cargo. Just like if you doing something on the ship, you traveling on the ship. And once you make your deposit, like if the ship makes its deposit for the cargo, what do you have to do? Sign off on it. So once the baby is born, they bring that paper to the mother so she could sign off on it.
Yeah.
So you're really signing off rights of the quote unquote property at the time, which would be the child. That's why once you do that, that's why you got to adhere to whatever the state and the country say. That's why you have to, okay, if you don't do this, we're going to come and take the child. If you don't do this, we're going to do this. And they also, man, it's crazy. They also, whatever we sign up for, we really are really relinquishing our rights.
Mm.
Like your driver's license.
Yeah.
If you look on your driver's license actually has a barcode on the back.
Yeah, that's right.
And your social security card has a barcode or number associated with that. Now, I ain't talking about your social security number. It's a stock number that's associated with that. And I'm gonna give you something that I know you know about. Whenever they approached you, whenever you caught your case, they said this on a person. It's the difference between the physical you and the person is the physical you. That's why they'll say, do you have the license? Did it have the license on the person? They don't say your name. They say the person.
Yeah.
Because your name, that's why you could change it. Your name only exists on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me if I'm tripping.
Now you're not tripping. I know that I've had discussions with some of the Morris brothers that kind of break down that corporation, America's being a business, down to your name, social security numbers, and how documents are presented in all caps, on these legal documents, and what that means and stands for. But I'm not well versed in that area, to elaborate further on it. So, I don't want to speak on anything that I don't know,
I feel because one of the reasons the Moors, they're well versed on what's called sovereign citizenship.
Sovereign citizen, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And under sovereign citizenship, once you become a sovereign citizen, to whatever country you in, you become a threat, because the country or the inhabitants which you dwell now holds no jurisdiction over you.
Yeah.
And the only time they can arrest you once you really become a sovereign citizen is when you pose a threat.
That's right.
So I also noticed that's just a little tidbit, but I also noticed you started, you got different programs, and you even mentioned like a nonprofit when we first crunk up.
Well, as far as down here, I don't have a nonprofit off the ground. I have a business plan, written up for a nonprofit, Life Seed Community Institute. That my aim is to kind of transition from just a regular nonprofit into like a school eventually. But I don't have a nonprofit at this time. Yeah.
So you're in pursuit of like opening a school.
Yeah, that's my aim and objective. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest, man, that's very much needed. Umar Johnson states that he's in, I'm gonna say state, that he's in process of opening up a school. I don't know. Cause I studied the agents that they put before us.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say it based off what I know. I believe Jermaine Shoemake, aka Umar Johnson, is the agent. And I have, because the guy who introduced him on the scene, which he's bickering with him now, he's the agent. So, so I really hope, brother, I hope any way I can help push your agenda to open a school, I'm down. Because we really need a for real school, not somebody who around here playing.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Because under the education that we receive, we don't receive an education. We receive what's called an indoctrination.
Indoctrination, yeah.
So, I mean, it's very key, man. So I guess talk about a little bit more of the stuff that you done from being released to prison after you wrote for the Courier since graduation from UTC. Because I know you've been very busy and well versed in doing things up to this point.
Yeah. Well, while at UTC, when I had gotten out, I was also, speaking at different programs and working with, youth at different centers, rec centers and schools in Chattanooga. And I was also working with a community organization briefly up until I relocated. That was Concerned Citizens, for Justice. And
CCJ?
Yeah, CCJ, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But since I've been here, after attending school, I really haven't been like heavily involved. Been kind of mainly focusing on trying to, not only just focus on family, but focusing on two businesses that I'm running, to sustain me, keep me from having to, rely on corporate America, as for my means, trying to do for self, in order to do what I can and contribute.
So talk about that, man. Tell the people how important it is to really do for self and really understand that it's better to do, because I preach this. I'm not at the moment. I'm not quite able to all the way do what I need to do for self, but tell people how important it is not to be involved, quote unquote, in corporate America, but have your own niche and you be working toward a goal to be a wealth for your family.
Man, I mean, that's highly important, especially, growing up in, because most of what, we pass down, if we, our community and pass down is debt or have nothing to pass down, So I think that's highly important, especially, when you read about black labor, white wealth,
Claude
Anderson, yeah, Powernomics, and you see the wealth gap and the color of law on how the forces, the powers that be, the the system that's built on, white supremacy, colonialism, and how they had the redlining scheme that involved banks, FHA, even real estate agents, all of the way up from 1930s, 40s, up even up to present day. So, I mean, it's highly important that we build some wealth, do for self, and be able to acquire and build some wealth to give the next generation something to build from. Because if a person is without or lacking, or hungry or in lack, that's that's a basic need. So if the basic needs are not met, then how can we direct, our people, our community, or the children or the youth to, see fighting for a cause, a struggle for change, without, basic needs, survival and being able to thrive being met.
So go ahead, my bad.
No, that's a question I was asking. How can we channel our children, our youth into, as well as ourselves, how can we focus on adding something, contributing to the cause, and while we ourselves are hungry or living in lack, so to speak.
And one of I guess my answer to that, I don't have all the answers, but my answer will be, for one, we got to come from out of the system.
Yeah.
Like, and this is when I speak of agents, this me.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody points you back to the system, to me, they are our agent.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if we trying to sustain or we trying to establish for ourselves, and you pushing me to go follow the system, which is on record, is not for our best interest, to me, you're an agent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to look at it no other way, because it's like, if me and you working to be or something, and then somebody try to tear it down and say, hey, y'all need to do it like they doing it.
Yeah.
to me, you detrimental. So it's no other way to me to look at you than you are an agent it's just like the Matrix. When you're trying to navigate through the Matrix and they keep sending these agents to tear down what you're trying to build.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can look at it. That's why, to be honest, Umar Johnson has a great idea.
Yeah.
And if he was to put it to fruition, it would be great. But I'm gonna be honest, man. He speak against the system of white supremacy.
Yeah.
But he benefits totally from it.
Mm.
So that's why I say, that's why I believe he's an agent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I hope I'm wrong about brother Jermaine Shoemake, aka Umar Johnson. I hope I'm wrong, but they always give us an imposter in place of some real, like you the real one, and they give us him to. Cause people really, we as people, we really want to see us. Just think about this.
Yeah.
Just think if you had all those resources and all that money that they gave Umar Johnson. Just think about that. They gave this man $700,000 to build a school. And he went and purchased a building where you can still see tile falling down.
Yeah. Mm.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's one thing to talk it, but it's another thing to walk it out.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Man.
Cause I mean, I'm constantly saying on the Deprogram show, like, bro, it ain't never. I mean, voting ain't never worked for us. Participating in the system ain't never worked for us.
Yeah.
And I tell people off the air, I don't know if I've said it on the Deprogram show, but I say it now.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King, Michael, aka Michael King, who pushed us into desegregation, or I'm gonna be honest, man, it's like that's the worst thing that ever happened to us as a people. I believe that was really worse than slavery, because even after slavery, we was intact as a people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But once if you hate me and I look for your approval, I will always be less than. I'm gonna say that again. If you hate me,
yeah,
and I'm looking for your approval, I will always be less than.
Yeah.
Because that's off top. You hate me.
Yeah.
Look at what is it? Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
When we was recycling $1 through our community.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle it, so they came in. It's like every time if they leave us alone, and they know this, if they leave us alone, they know we'll flourish and we'll pass them. But what they did was, and I believe in the Bible, and it's written in the Bible that the only way to take us out, because this is my belief, I put it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that we are the Israelites in the scripture. And in the Bible, it says the only way to wipe out the Israelites is to use the Israelites against each other, because they can't kill us.
Yeah.
And they know this. So that's just my thing. And when I speak of Israelites, I'm not talking about them dudes on the corner with the horn. I'm talking about us.
Oh, yeah.
As a people, because they've given us the narrative that we are African Americans, which that was coined by Jesse Jackson in 1989.
Yeah.
Come on, man. How are we African and Americans when both Africa and America, both countries, were named after Europeans? Come on, man. And if y'all don't believe me, look it up, because that's what they want to do. Keep pointing us back to Africa, back to Africa, back to Africa, back to Africa. I I mean, it's gotta be something before that. It gotta be. If you do your research, I'm just saying. And Africa, the continent of Africa, is named after a European. People might not like it, but it's pure fact.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you disagree, I mean, we can have dialogue. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Cause you might know something. You might, if you feel like, man, you wrong. I can, one thing I can handle
Yeah.
is being wrong.
Yeah.
I can handle being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing, I can't go with the system that's in place. Because you and I both know. And Africa, for the record, was named after, I want to say his name, I could be wrong, Superior Africanus. I want to say that's his name, General Superior Africanus. Y'all look it up, and if I'm wrong, get at me. Because I could be wrong. But I know it wasn't, I know Africa wasn't named after nobody that looked like us. I know it was named after a European.
Yeah.
So, man, I definitely appreciate you, man, for coming on, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate you for having me.
And I wanna invite you back after you look up that stuff. What would you say you were gonna look up about the sovereign citizen?
Yeah, well, about the objectives of a country.
Yeah. I definitely want to have that conversation.
Most definitely.
Cause see, honestly, man, we've been sold a lie, man, and it's like you said, you asked one of the most amazing questions I've ever heard. What's the objective of a business, and what's the objection? What's the purpose of a business, and what's the purpose of a country?
Yeah,
we all know the purpose of a business,
and
that's to make money. That's to be a wealth. Just like you building your business, so you know what it takes. And I'm gonna lead the people with this before we sign out. Check this out.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 1930s to like present day. A lot of people don't know you can't own anything of value since the 1930s to present day. And I'm gonna prove it.
Yeah.
Before the 1930s, that was probably around the Great Depression. Back then, you had a clear deed. You was actually given deeds to the property.
Yeah.
But after the economy failed during the Great Depression, now you no longer, or even after you pay your house off or whatever, you're no longer given a clear deed. Cause guess what? If you don't pay them taxes, they come to get that house. If you don't keep up your tags, titles, and all this on your car, you can't even operate it. And you bought it, quote unquote, but you can't operate it. That's why, and I challenge anybody to prove me wrong. In this country, since the Great Depression, you can't own anything of what we consider value. And I'm talking about financially. Because even if you own your house and they want to do construction or real estate, or if they want to use where you live at for anything, they'll come offer you chump change and then eventually force you out.
Yeah, eminent domain. Yeah.
And it's called what?
Eminent domain.
So you know I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah, likewise.
Because that's one of the reasons why I started this, man, because a lot of people, we be so busy talking instead of paying attention. And I'll never forget one time, I ain't never been to the penitentiary, but I was in I done been to Silverdale, and I treated my time in Silverdale like I was in a penitentiary.
Oh yeah.
Because I sharpened my mind, And it was like I was looking at it where the Most High sharpened my mind. And I was looking at it and I was like, and a dude told me, I read the Willie Lynch letter in there. And it was like, I think it was in the Willie Lynch letter, if you don't want a black person to know something, or the statement, I don't think this in the Willie Lynch letter. I think I heard this.
Yeah.
I heard the statement.
Yeah.
If you don't want a black man to know something, put it in a book.
Put it in a book, because they'll never read it.
And Eddie Griffin got a show. He got a comedy show. It's called Freedom of Speech. And what he did was he said, he broke down words and he said library, lies buried. That's why they bury all the lies. And they give you this much in the book because they know they feel like you too lazy to seek out the truth.
Yeah. Just give you a little bit, make you read between the lines. If you have the insight even to do that, you know. Yeah, that's why that's why it's imperative. It's a must that we somehow set up institutions or either programs, if we can, independently driven programs to educate and teach our own the things that we learn later in life to our youth and kids at early ages, so they can already be aware of the tricks and the traps. Just like, and just give you an example of that. My son, these kids and the gadgets, he got a tablet, and so I heard him talking about police cars. So I had to whatever cartoon he's watching, I had to go back and check it out, and then I explained to him like what's going on today. He's 5 years old, so I had to explain to him, like what's happening, and how I told him, explained to him what justice was, and how a lot of people that look like us are being killed or being treated badly, in terms that it's good for him to understand. So it's a lot of propaganda out there from gadgets, television, televised vision.
Yeah, he broke that too. Tell lies through visions. Yeah,
vision, yeah.
Police. I broke this down one time. Paid for by the rich, leased out to the poor.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to write that down and give you credit.
I mean, I didn't come up with it. I think I might have heard Eddie Griffin say that, and I went and really researched it. Because before I state something, I'm gonna know 99 to 100%, almost 100% that it's true. And I ask people, how many rich people filthy rich people go to jail? And most of the time, the rich people, they are arrested by the feds because the police, they in their pocket.
Yeah,
it ain't hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But man, it's definitely been a pleasure, man. I got my brother. I don't want to miss your name.
Kamau. Sankofa.
Kamau Sankofa.
Yes.
And this has been a pleasure, man, because this is much needed. For all y'all, please like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to the Deprogram Show, because we want to have more. We want to build up the platform so this type of information can get out there. That's the only reason I even asked you to like, share, and subscribe, because this type of information is needed for all people. And this is the Deprogram Show, and we out.
All right, appreciate you.